Hey guys, Bitcoin Owen here. Um, Ray Dalio said it in Davos this week. He said that the monetary order is breaking down, and that's what I am trying to bring your attention to, basically, with this podcast at the moment. That the monetary order is breaking down. That means that you and me and all of us, we're all going to be without money at some stage in the future, because the monetary order is breaking down. That means there will be people with lots of money and there will be people with no money. That's what monetary disorder looks like. When there's no equality, no equal distribution of wealth in society. When the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. That's what Ray Dalio is talking about. And the monetary order is breaking down. The gold price is almost at $5,000 now, and continues unstopped. Basically, the gold price is unstoppable at the moment. The silver price is approaching $100 per ounce of silver, and it's kicking off basically to the upside. So Trump made his speech about Bitcoin as well, and or speech about Greenland. Sorry, not Bitcoin, Greenland. Today I listened to part of it on RT News, and Trump is in good form, it would seem anyway, even though there's huge opposition in Europe to his idea of taking over Greenland and merging Greenland into the US state and making Greenland the 51st state of the United States of America. So people are dismayed basically. Ursula von der Leyen mentioned that there needs to be a change of attitude from the Europeans, basically from silently accepting what Trump says. We must respond, basically. We must be a bit tougher, basically. We need to toughen up, and I would agree with that too. We're too quiet. We're too pussyish, basically. Europe is full of pussies. We haven't fought a war in years. The only people that have fought a war in the last century was Germany. The French didn't defend themselves against the Germans. The Austrians didn't. The Italians had their own dictator, Mussolini, and with his own ideas, basically, on how to take over the world. But there isn't a real man, basically, amongst us, basically, that would defend us against the the Russian offensive and the Russian intimidation by Putin. That's why the women are coming to the fore, basically. But as things move on anyway, I think the women will have to take a backseat, because they won't be able to, I suppose, deal with Putin, basically, and his tough manliness approach to politics and life. I know it's bad to fight fire with fire, but how are we going to defend ourselves against Putin if he comes knocking on our door, basically, and demanding that we leave, or bombing us from above? Because this war is going to go nuclear sooner or later. This war with Ukraine is going to go nuclear, and I think when Trump steps down, whoever succeeds Trump is more likely to take a different approach. He won't be pro-Russian. Biden was not pro-Russian, but Trump seems to be pro-Russian in many respects, because he takes Putin's side. He criticizes Zelensky. But anyway, Bitcoin is the answer to Greenland, Bitcoin is the answer to Ukraine, and Bitcoin is the answer to Venezuela. Yeah. If we had Bitcoin, basically, if we were all using at the single, Bitcoin is decentralized, you see. So there's no man or group of directors basically in charge of it. Everyone controls Bitcoin, and Bitcoin does not control everyone. Bitcoin is controlled by the people of this planet. Bitcoin is decentralized. And if you run a Bitcoin node, then you are part of the people who control. Everyone can have a say in Bitcoin. You can go onto GitHub and air your issues and grievances with the developers there, and they may or may not listen to you, depending on the value of your contribution. Basically, they may listen to you or they may not. There's an email list, the Bitcoin Dev mailing list as well, where outsiders come and air their present their ideas basically on what Bitcoin should contain and what it should not contain. And if we had Bitcoin is sound money. Basically, the euro is unsound because they're constantly printing more of it. Banks create euro from thin air, and Bitcoin is the answer to that. Bitcoin cannot be created from thin air. Bitcoin is created basically when miners mine Bitcoin, and there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin in the world. That's all I have to say for today, folks. See you tomorrow.